Okay, we've been in the process of priming up a couple of 223s, and these are once fired brass that we've used, that we've cleaned and sized, etc. And this is the hand primer. We're doing what's called priming off of the press. You see that primer is now inserted in there perfectly well. We're going to do about one more of these, and then we're going to start to do a little bit of reloading to show you how to do that. And you'll see that primer is inserted there also. Now, what I like to do is get things pretty much arranged so that I'm able to go ahead and work on the stuff without too much interruption, and consequently by hand loading like this, we load the powder into a small container like this. I've got a lead powder measure, which is 1.9 for this, is 1.9 cc for these 223 55 grain bullets that I'm using, and we're going to do 15 of these right quick. Show you what we're doing now. Some people don't like this method. They'd much rather be more precise. I'm not totally anal about it. If you're looking to push the limits on some rounds, some loads, you can certainly do that. You can over load some of these rounds and cause yourself some major issues. These Lee powder dippers are measured or made so that they are, if anything else, they're a little bit undersized for the load that manufacturers recommend for the particular powder and size bullet that you use. So we're not too concerned about these. Some guys will go ahead and use a credit card to scrape off this dipper when they do that. I'm not, like I say, so persistent or so anal in that, if you will, on these 223 loads. And basically then we're going to go ahead and take and put the round in here. We'll take the bullet, actually put it in here. We've already preset this to the right depth by using a factory load, and put it in here and screwed it down so that we know that this is loaded exactly the right length. Here it's crimped around this cannulature very easily, and that will make sure we don't have any feed problems. Pretty quick to do this, not too difficult. If you got a little bit of time in the afternoon, you can go ahead and put together a couple of 100 rounds and not have too much problem with it. Consistency is what you want to shoot for. You want to make sure that this thing doesn't get a little bit light on some cases where it's not being set to proper depth. You want to make sure that each one of your rounds has got the proper powder load in it, that you haven't stopped at one point and forgot what place you stopped and all that kind of stuff. So you don't have a chance of a squib or something like that. Most of these 223s, these cases, when you load them, if you do put a double charge in it, it's going to flow over, so you'll know automatically that you've got too much powder in there. Not enough powder is pretty unlikely when you're doing that dipping, unless you don't put anything in there at all, and then you're going to just have a pop from the primer. You should be able to hear that, listen to that, if you're not really racking off on full automatic or something like that, which you're not going to be, because you better not be, because it's not legal, and you get a lot of time in jail for doing that kind of thing. And it's very costly as well, because you're firing 400 rounds a minute as opposed to 3 rounds a minute or whatever. And this is, we're talking plinking, target practicing. Maybe if you're going to coyote hunting, you may rack off a couple rounds a little bit faster. That's 15 rounds. You'll take notice that they're all pretty uniform as far as where they're seated to. The cannulature's it's set right in there, and this one round here is a slightly different round than these, because you can see the difference in the pointed end and the round end of it, and that cannulature is, I mean, that's set just a little bit lighter than the other ones, but it's still going to be feeding fine, no problem. There's 15 rounds in about I don't know, 5 minutes or so.